import all the contents from outside. It's all developed internally with local expertise on not only math, but also higher order thinking skills, which is K-5. All right. So, and I'm very proud to say that Malaysia has come up with gamified and digital math solutions. Not only that, it's also research-backed and also with data analytics as well. So this is ZAP ZAP Math. Our vision here is to make math learning fun and engaging for children from 5 to 12 years old, basically for formative years. Why? Because these are the years critical for 21st century learning and also IR 4.0 and beyond here. And this is why we are here. So what's the current problem with the 21st century learning that is currently all the stakeholders are facing here? For schools, limited reliable modern teaching resources, and of course limited effective data analytic tools. And when it comes to modern learning, data analytics is all the thing that we need. Kids, they get distracted very easily, mainly because there are a lot of screens around them. They spend as much as 6.5 hours a day on any type of screen here. So the question is, instead of taking away the screen from them, can we decide on what kind of quality content that we can provide them for the screen time here? And also for teachers, too many classes, as Dr. Drew has actually mentioned, the teachers' forces are very limited. And that's why they get distracted, they are overwhelmed, and they're spread thin here. So too many classes, too many students to focus on, want to help kids to learn more, and of course reliable sources as well. So as you can see, we have covered from kindergarten to grade 6, and it's all matched to all the international syllabus here. And we have incorporated higher order thinking skills, and not only that, we have a reward system that motivates kids to play more, to learn more as well. And this is a teacher's favorite. We have a web dashboard, which is available on you can access it on WebGL as well. For the games, it's multiple platform, cross-platform. You can use it on web browser, on iOS, and also on Android. Yes, we have all the apps that is necessary. So this is where we have created a ZAP ZAP Math ecosystem, whereby all the stakeholders will play a major role in this. Of course, the central of it is, at the heart of it is a super fun math game that the kids love to play, but at the same time, they learn as well. We have animated lessons for the kids for each topic, and also games. For parents, you get in the know and get updated with our email updates on at least what your kids are doing with their screen time. And for teachers, this is the fun part, whereby teacher currently is not only a facilitator, they are also an analyst as well. So this is where they can see the progress of the whole school or whole classes in the week, the type of skills that the whole class has learned, and the game that is corresponding to the math skills here. Not only that, they can go even deeper for individual students. So all the games that the kids have played, and also the corresponding math skills. So basically the skill is the learning objectives or learning outcomes set by each country's syllabus and curriculum here. All the questions are all automatically marked by the system itself. So the teacher can actually focus more on what they do best here as a teaching. So from here, the teachers can identify what are the weakness of the kids and whatnot. So it makes facilitation and education more efficient for the teachers. And when I mentioned about research backed, right, we are very fortunate and we are very glad to say that McGill has actually selected us. We are not the one that is approaching them. They are the one that is approaching us out of hundreds of math games around the world to be our research partner here. So why ZAP ZAP Math? So this is some of our achievements so far. We have been featured as #1 education category in US App Store for Apple, and of course a McGill research collaboration. And not only that, when it comes to education, we tend to look forward or look to Finland as a model as well. So we have been certified by Finland Education Alliance of Finland, which is previously called as COCOA standards. So we have been certified as an educational quality certification. And we have also partnered up with the local learning centers and enrichment centers, which has about 50 centers nationwide. So it's quite a, they were the first few Malaysian early adopters as well. So for COCOA standards, these are the pedagogy, you can actually go to their website and check it out. We have scored 96% out of their targeted levels and aspects here. And all these standards are actually researched and analyzed by University of Helsinki as well. So as you can see, one of the aspects is called individual and collaborative. We have scored 100% of the target. Linear and non-linear, 95%. Rehearse, construct, 94%. So in the interest of time, I wouldn't go through what's the meaning of it. You can actually go and check it out, or I can actually show you in more detail when we meet personally. And these are some of the additional life skills that kids can actually learn from the game itself. One of the main features that differentiates us from other traditional digital learning or math learning is that we have incorporated like an AI system whereby they can detect the students' progress to determine whether the next question should be a difficult one or a simpler one. So if they detect that there is a multiple consecutive mistakes that has been done by the kids, then the difficulty of the math problem will be lowered down. And if it's all correct, then it will go to a more complex math problems here. So this is a level of the difficulty increases with each level. So other features will be exploration, higher order thinking skills, adaptive learning, and also clever visualization. And the reason why I say clever visualization is everyone knows that when it comes to primary, the toughest subjects or toughest topic for math is fractions. So how do you teach kids with fractions when it's all numbers and concepts? So with visualization, place value is also a very good topic for visualization as well. I can show you later in the game. And currently we are aligned with 3 international syllabus. Of course, the major one is KSSR, Malaysian syllabus. We are aligned with Canada and also Common Core state standards in US. Why? Because the very first market that we have actually tapped into, and 80% of our users now coming from US here. And that is why we have to align with Common Core state standards. What does this show? It shows the modularity of our games, how it can be flexible to align with any international standards. Majority of the international schools here are Cambridge. We can align that. Give us time, we can do that. No problem. If you want to talk about Indonesian, we can align with that. And in fact, we have actually partners in Vietnam as well. So we are actually catering to that Vietnamese language and whatnot. We have 6 languages currently, including Vietnam, Russian, and also Spanish, and Malaysian, Malay, Mandarin. Yeah. Tamil not yet, but we're going to go there. So we also have multiplayer. This multiplayer you can play against with other kids globally. And this concludes the whole ZAP ZAP Math ecosystem. And as I mentioned, it is multiple platform. As you can see, we have App Store, Google Play Store, and also on the web here. And on the left, it's our B2C solutions. Actually, it's only available on App Store. So this is more to the home and also for parents as well. How are we doing? We have over 18 million math questions answered. How do we achieve that? Very simple. In our app itself, we have 180 games total. And we have more than 1 million questions in our question bank here. So all the questions are all randomly generated where the kids are playing. So it's not fixed, it's not linear. And that's why adaptive learning is very important here. On average, they spend about 10 minutes per session, 3 million downloads, and we have it has been used by 300 schools in the States. And these are some of the conclusion points or the value proposition that we can actually show to the schools, whereby magnitude recognition partnership with McGill, the participation. The name of McGill itself is a very good marketing point as well. Participation for research analysis, small engagement fee with big value creation. And we are a Malaysian team, we understand the economy of Malaysia and also our education system. So with a small fraction of total tuition fees received for an impactful and advanced learning tool as an additional selling point to the schools as well. Additional deployment solution and support. We do know vendors for devices like iPads and whatnot, and not only that, we are also engaging with IT equipment leasing company or financing company. So we can provide that kind of solution and provide that solution to the schools as well for your clients. So in conclusion, ZAP ZAP Math is the numbers game where the kids always win. I can show you a bit of our game just to show you what's the potential here. Alright, so as you can see, this is our web dashboard. Alright, on the next one, this is our game. And when it comes to fractions, I'll show you the toughest. So this game is called balancing act. So basically it's letting kids to practice what is equivalent fraction. So how is 1 over 2 or 1/2 is equal to 4 over 8. When I'm young, when I'm still studying, I have a problem of understanding why is it. And it always scratch my hair, I always cry because of this. So first, they will show you how to play it. Of course, with volume, I don't know, for technical issues. All right. Right. So as you can see, what is the equivalent fraction of 2 over 3 here? So they can understand what is that. So this is 3 over 6, which is 1/2. So as you can see, level 1 complete, so it moves on to level 2 if you answer it correctly. So this is 4 over 6. Answer wrong. Answer wrong. So if answers wrong, we will show you the solution as well, and then you will try again. Same question. Let's say answer wrong again. See what happens. And on the left, top left, there is a live bar. So it answers the questions or the concern of what if the students only 10 baht. What happens? You still go forward, right? But here, with the limited economy of the life, it actually limits the chances for them to 10 baht as well. And not only that, all the questions answered correctly or wrongly will be limited, will be recorded into the web dashboard. Then from there, teachers can do analytic works like whether they are really doing it or they are really just guessing. So if you can see, once I repeated the same question twice wrongly, it changed to a more basic form of concept here. Which one is it? Yeah. And if you progress further, the questions will become a symbol, which is a pie chart, and also a number. So they have to understand the correlation of the difference, like this, as you can see. So how is this equivalent to all the numbers here? So these are some of the very good visualization tools that the teacher can use in class. Not only that, because it's multiple platform, the kids can go back with their parents' devices or their own devices to continue. So there is a potential for the teachers to actually assign assignments, not in the form of just a traditional worksheet, but it can be on a game as well. Because everything is recorded, the marks will be given as well. Like for example, I can show you in the web dashboard some of the very basic features that we have. Right, like for example, if you can see this particular week, these students, these are the students that have played the game and average score of it and how many games that they have played. So for example, if you look through this on a higher level, TY32, the students, has answered 17 questions, played 2 games, but only managed to score 50%, which is half of it. So what happened? You can actually go to student report and select TY32. From there, you can see how many games or what are the games that the kids have already played. So find equivalent fractions is the problem here. He or she, the particular student, is not playing or hasn't really completed the whole game here. From here, you can actually click more details, check on the balancing act game. From here, you can see the correct answer and wrong answer. So like find the question is find the equivalent of 2/4. So the answer is 4, it's wrong. So he or she has repeatedly answered the wrong questions here. So from here you can see how TY32 is having problem with understanding equivalent fractions, and this is where you can actually focus on. Instead of you have to address this issue on the classroom wide, you can do it more personally and more individualistically. So currently, what is our strategy for ZAP ZAP Math as a startup is we have our initial market in the States, and since last year we have some inquiries from local institutions, both private and also training learning centers and tuition centers. So our strategy now is we are actually scaling up. We are looking for partners, including resellers and whatnot, to actually scale this up in Malaysian market and also in Southeast Asia here. So if anyone is interested to actually provide this as a holistic solution approach for the schools here, do approach me and we can talk it out here. Yeah, this concludes my presentation, and of course, ZAP ZAP Math is a numbers game where kids always win, and this is what we're doing. Thanks a lot.